Oh, man. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome back. I'm Sean.
And I'm Jen.
And today, we're going to talk about everything going wrong.
We wanted to make a couple of videos about our wedding. As you know, we went through the whole planning the wedding journey on this channel with you all. And we finally had our big day, kind of. We'll get to that. And we wanted to share with you all of the things that went wrong. Because the number of things that went wrong is astonishing, to be honest.
It's crazy. It was one of those things where it's like you expect one, maybe two little things to go wrong. No.
No.
Not
You
for us.
expected one, maybe two. I've been married before, so I knew that there were lots of things that were going to go wrong. But the monumental amount this time was a little overboard, I think.
The universe went a little too far.
But we still managed to get through it, as we always do, as a team. So, we wanted to just go through all the fun things that we had to deal with that day. And I'm sure that we're forgetting some, but as we go, we'll probably think of them.
And if you were at the wedding, please leave a comment below. Let us know if you remember something that we didn't list.
Yes, please. So the first thing I'll talk about is my dress. So if you've seen pictures or video, you know my dress was absolutely gorgeous. I love this dress. I don't know if any of you watched the videos of me picking out my dresses, but did you guess that that was the dress I picked?
I did.
I know.
I also
you were
cheated.
there.
I cheated. I had behind the scenes information.
So, yeah. My dress was gorgeous. The sleeves were perfect with it. However, a couple of weeks before the wedding, I go in for my dress fitting with alterations, and it's too big.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? What do you mean? And so, like, I would, like, exhale, and the dress would just drop, like, to an uncomfortable level. And I'm like, it can't do that. It needs to be tighter. And they're like, well, it can't go any tighter. We're going to mess up the
pattern or
yeah,
whatever.
they'll mess up the pattern or something. Here, talk for a second. I'm going to see if I can fix this light.
But basically, it was one of those situations where the lady who did the initial alteration, like, stuff, like the measurements and stuff, wasn't there. It was a different lady. And that lady was like, no, it can't go any smaller. And it's like, I'm pretty sure it can.
Just a little bit.
As someone who has manipulated a lot of costuming stuff in my day, I'm pretty sure it could. Would it have been the same? No. But she could have. But so she was like, oh, well, we can do this or this. And it was like,
well, she said that I needed boob cups in the dress. And I was like, I don't see how that would help. I don't fill them. Like, they would just kind of sit there. She goes, oh, it'll help hold up the dress. And I'm like, it won't do that if they're empty. Like, they're just going to sit there. And I didn't want those added because I didn't want the shape there, because I didn't want people to be like, oh, what'd you do? Just, like, stuff your bra for your wedding? So I just was like, no, I don't want those. And then I said, well, why can't you, like, just make it just a little bit tighter? And they were like, no, we can't do that. So eventually I just said, it had these, like, shoulder thingies that hung off here. And I said, just move them over a little bit so I can wear it as straps, because I'm not going to be able to get through the whole thing. And they said, okay. And then I didn't hear from them until, 5 days before the wedding. They said, okay, your dress is ready.
No, they said that you'll be able to pick it up, like, the day after the wedding or something, like that Monday, 2 days after. Didn't they say that?
No, I don't. It was something where we couldn't pick it up on time. But, like, they called. They said, you can pick it up today. I went, and it fit okay. It was still too big, but at least I had the straps. So I was like, well, I can wear it down for pictures and just kind of, like, you know, hold my breath or something. And then put the straps up. We take the dress home. It's literally, like, 5 days before the wedding, and she forgot to give us the sleeves. So we had to go back and go get the sleeves 4 days before the wedding. And I'm not panicking at that point. It's fine.
Now, mind you, the first time that we came back to do the dress try-on, that's when she found out that it was still too big. They didn't alter the sleeves.
Oh, yeah, they forgot to alter the sleeves. They were just kind of shoved in there.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know that they were there. And it's like, it was written on the sheet.
Yeah.
Like, so all in all, I'm, like, not unhappy with the work that they did, but I I'm unhappy with like how it went down because that was unnecessary stress that I didn't need. I was literally calling shops going, what kind of dresses do you have? I might need one.
Yeah, she was like, what do you have in this size that will just fit?
The problem is no store has my size in stock for like pick up and take home. I'm not the right size for that. The size that they have in stock everywhere is an 8. I am a 2. So I was like, what do you have in a 2? Oh, that's ugly. I don't want that. And it was like $2,000. And I was like, no, thanks. But I was ready to just wear one of the dresses that I'd had from the Shein try-ons and stuff, except those don't fit. They weren't altered. So I was like, what am I going to do? So that was the first thing that went wrong. The next thing that we have a list we're reading from. The next thing that I'll talk about is Alex, our roommate. He decided to book a cruise that would be, it would cruise to Europe or a cruise in Europe or whatever. He would be gone from July 1st until July 11th, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And then we had a gig at MetroCon the weekend in between when he got back and the wedding, which means he would be missing 2 whole weeks of rehearsal. And then we don't have a rehearsal that weekend because we have a gig. So he missed an entire 2 weeks of rehearsal. He was one of the main actors in the script because he's our roommate. He's a huge part of our lives.
He's one of the longest
members of Noise Complaint. And so I wrote him as an actor in the script. And so when I realized that he wasn't going to be able to rehearse with us, I had to rewrite the entire script. As soon as I realized he was already gone and I was like, we can't do this. We just don't have time to do this. I rewrote the whole script to be, instead of like a dialogue, into a narration as told by 2 different, like completely different people. That took an entire day. So there's that. And then on top of that, with Alex missing rehearsal and everybody missing rehearsal, we actually didn't have a rehearsal with every member of the show. Not once. Not even the rehearsal before the show.
Yeah.
Because we were going to, and then one of the dancers had a show that they had to be at because it was Andrea. Her school had like a performance, and she's one of the main teachers there. She's like, I can't leave. So that was going to be like the one time we had everybody. And it's not even her fault. It's like not her fault at all because like she was at every other rehearsal. If everyone else was at every other rehearsal, this wouldn't have been an issue. It's just that was like the last one, and that's why I remember it. And I ended up staying after because she wanted to run everything, and I wanted to run everything again too because I was like, you came all this way, let's tap. You know, I always want to tap. Like, it's never a problem. But we did this show never once having everyone together. I don't think there was ever a moment where we rehearsed My Strongest Suit and Ever After with all 5 dancers. I don't think that happened even once. Apparently it went well. I haven't actually seen the show yet, but apparently it went well. But yeah, that was another thing that went wrong. People were on vacation, people were sick, people were busy, they had work. It was a lot, you know. Speaking of sick, this is another fun thing that went wrong. Alex didn't get to go to MetroCon or to any of the rehearsals or the show because when he came back from his European cruise, as we suspected, he had the thing.
What thing did he have?
He had the Rona.
He got the Rona.
Yeah. So he's fine. He got over it. It was fine. But we're sitting here like, you brought that into our house a week and a half before our wedding. We quarantined him on his side of the house. We put up a baby gate. I gave him a microwave, a fridge. Like, I'm just like, we'll bring you your food. Just stay over there.
If he ordered food, we brought it over, like delivered and ran.
Yeah, it was such a mess because we're just like, oh my God, if we get COVID, our whole wedding is canceled. You know? That's the scariest thing because there's no way around it. People already bought plane tickets, hotels, like...
Yeah. Missing someone from the bridal party sucks, but we could make do. You don't have the bride or the groom.
You don't have a wedding.
That's a little awkward.
Yeah. So it was a mess. And so that was more added stress. Okay. So then we get to the... Oh, right. I'm going to save the big one for last. So his family got in the night before the wedding at like 8 p.m. That doesn't sound like a huge problem, except that his dad was the officiant. So we didn't actually get to rehearse the ceremony, like, at all until about an hour before we actually had the wedding.
Yep.
So
we're like,
that.
hey, this is where we're going to stand. He's like, okay. And
Yeah, it was the quickest thing. And then we didn't actually know what was going to happen. And then during the ceremony, both of us are just like, wait, we're supposed to read what?
Yeah.
And so we were kind of just lost. But it's okay. Back to my dress for a second. During the ceremony, there's actually video of me pulling up my dress because it started drooping. And I'm like, oh no, because I didn't want to wear the straps for the ceremony. My bad. I'm like, hold on. Let me just... super, super classy of me. It was great. Oh yeah, planning the wedding the week or a couple weeks before. So we ordered pizza as our food because we love pizza and we figured New York style pizza was just a great casual food because we're just casual people. The pizza place, I'd called them months ago and they said, don't order it until like 2 weeks before. I said, okay, that's fine. 2 weeks before. I call. They are on summer break. From the day after I called until the day before the wedding.
I didn't know that pizza places took summer vacation, but apparently they did.
So I called and I got the message saying that they were on break from like the 19th to the 22nd or something. And I'm like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And then I realized I'd called on the 18th. And so I was like, I'm going to call again. So I called back. Somebody answered. Thank goodness. So I ordered everything and I said, this is what we want. And I know you guys are on vacation, but I just want to get this order in. And luckily we made it. But that was, if I needed to make any changes, there was absolutely no way to do it until the day before the wedding. What a mess. Let's see. It was hot. I mean, that's not really something that went wrong, but it was hot enough that we couldn't really get pictures.
We had to do it in chunks.
I kept getting overheated because my dress was so many layers, and I could only stay outside for like maybe 5 minutes. So I kept having to run back inside. It took so long to get even just the few pictures that we got. There are a lot of pictures with you and your family. Not a whole lot with me in there because I just couldn't take it. It was just so hot.
It was stupid hot. It was humid, too.
Humid. Yeah, it was just... And, you know, it was before the wedding, before the show. I was like, I don't want my hair to get all messed up and all this to, like, melt. I wasn't really wearing makeup or anything, but, like, I didn't want my cheeks to get all flushed and gross. And
yeah, my hair is super floofy. Like, because I have it pulled
in
back.
the pictures, it was pretty floofy.
I had the small pony and I had the down, and it was just like... Poof.
Yeah, we might have you Photoshop a couple of those just to, like, smooth those out. I would ask the photographer, too, but I don't want to ask her to, like, spend the time on that if you can just do it. And we just need to ask her permission. Yeah. Always ask for permission.
Always.
Let's see. Oh, it rained. It rained. I got wet between the ceremony or the show and the ceremony. I got wet between there, so that was fun. Pouring rain. It was great.
When we were going from getting dressed to go to the show, it was pouring, and we're, like, hugging the wall, hoping that the
like
overhangs.
The Kronk walk, like, yeah, that one. Yeah. So that was fun. That was super, super fun. Let's see. I'm going out of order, so it's hard. Oh, so we get to the theater. The theater was so nice and so wonderful. One thing that we didn't ask ahead of time that we should have is, do they have stage monitors? They did not. Their speakers faced outward toward the audience, and we could not hear anything. Then we tried to, like, see if we could twist the speakers. They were locked in. They could not twist. Yeah. So we had to go get a small boombox from his studio and put it on stage and hope that it didn't run out of power because there were no outlets on stage. So it was just... So in every picture, there's this, like, little stereo with, like, lights going behind us.
We literally had it charging until, like, 5 minutes before the show in hopes.
It lasted. It was fine. It lasted, but, oh, man, that was stressful. I was like, really? Really? We didn't think to ask about monitors? And it's a theater. It's like a acting theater. They don't need monitors.
Because most of the time those kids project or they have the headset microphones so that they can go out and they don't need to hear themselves talk. So.
Yeah, so it's just, we wanted to broadcast the show and the ceremony because there were some people that couldn't make it. I know a couple of our friends got COVID from the con the weekend before and were unable to make it, and we were really, really sad about that. But that's why I was like, no, we're going to Zoom broadcast this, let everybody see it. There were some other friends of ours that were just not feeling well, so they didn't come. So they were able to watch the Zoom, which is great. And my Zoom membership lapsed. The one that I was using from my old job that I guess I shouldn't have been, but it lapsed that morning.
Yeah. She used it the night
morning.
before.
I used it the night before. And it lapsed the morning of the wedding. So I had to pay like $80 for a new membership that morning. I'm like, really?
Otherwise, it would have only been able to be like a 45-minute thing and you can only have like 10 people.
Right? I was like, this sucks. Why this morning? Why would it do that this morning? The laptop, same thing. We were going into the reception and I'm like, why isn't music playing? And I had Sean go check that out and see if he could fix it because, like, Rebecca was doing the DJing. My laptop decided to update that second.
Right as soon as we were, like,
about to press play and we're set up, it decided to update. It's an Apple. It shouldn't have done that.
It was just like, yeah, we're updating.
Yeah. So we had to wait like a whole 15 minutes for music.
And then we wound up. I switched to the phone. I had a dongle on me, so I plugged in Jen's phone and was like, there you go.
So we were able to do like our intro dance and the first dance based on the phone, and then we switched. It was such a mess, man. Let's see. Oh, this may be TMI for some of you, but every bride's worst nightmare, y'all. I got my period the morning of the wedding. And that's not even when I should have had it. It was just fate going, hey, today's a good day for this. So I'm like, I'm in pain all day, taking like Advil and Aleve cocktails like all day, and just hoping that I don't get anything on my dress. Like,
just hoping that it's
the one day I have to wear white. I'm like, oh my God, this is awful. And it was just, that also didn't help with being hot outside. That was definitely part of it, because like, your temperature's not really regulated that well that day. Mostly it was the pain. I was in so much pain, so I get cramps pretty bad on day one, and I'm just like, today of all days, you're like, thank you, universe.
Thanks, universe. I appreciate you.
I was so mad.
And if that's not enough,
there's more. It's, but wait, there's more. His best man and his other groomsmen that flew in from Ohio, both of their cards got locked for fraud because they were traveling. I think for one of them it was because he was traveling, and then the other one somebody tried to
write a
fraudulent check. So the minute that they get to Florida, no money. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So luckily one of them already had the hotel room like settled, so the other ones just stayed with him, and the rental card, and like it was a mess. How does that happen?
To both of them.
I felt so bad. And then there's one other thing on here that like he listed as something going wrong, but I just see it as just something that happens with weddings. A lot of people didn't come. Like, a lot. We were supposed to have almost 100 people. I think we only had about 60, 65. There were a good amount of people that just didn't come. Some of them didn't say anything. Some of them told us ahead of time. Some of them told us that day, like, hey, I don't feel good, I'm not coming, which we really, really appreciate, by the way. If you were sick and didn't come, cool. We just hope you feel better. We were sorry that you had to miss the fun and pizza and festivities and stuff. But there were a lot of people that kind of just didn't show and didn't really say anything. And it was kind of just one of those things like, oh, I think one of them forgot what day the wedding was. They thought it was on Sunday, which I get. It's fine. We're not even angry. It was just one of those things where it's just like, oh, I thought we had more people.
Yeah,
we bought a lot of pizza.
There was like 6 24-inch pizzas left over.
Yeah, so we just like gave out pizza. Like, is anybody going to downtown? You want to drop these by like the bus station or something? Is
anybody just hungry with kids?
Like, yeah, there's that too. We brought Alex a whole pizza, a box of donuts, and a bunch of cookies and some candy. We had a candy bar. It was kind of cool. And you know what? All of that, it didn't ruin the day. It just
delayed certain things or changed certain things.
It added a little stress, but it didn't ruin the day. I still got to marry my best friend. One thing totally ruined the day, though. Absolutely 100% ruined the day. And I know most people would be like, it's your wedding day. Things are going to go wrong. You got to focus on the good things. You can't say anything really ruined it. Y'all, I don't know if you've seen videos or pictures yet, but you might notice that my family is not in any of them. My mom got COVID 3 days before the wedding, or 5 days or something before the wedding. And she got it bad. She's okay. She's okay. My brother stayed home with her to take care of her. But I had none of my family there on my wedding day. And when I tell you that sucks, I'm not exaggerating. That it sucks on the day because, like, I'm getting ready and my mom's not there. Like, I FaceTimed her, but it wasn't the same. She wasn't there to pin my dress on just right. And she wasn't there to
cry and then tell you not to cry.
Right? She wasn't there to remote control Wally, so I didn't do it. I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, my brother wasn't there to walk me down the aisle, so I didn't walk down the aisle. And it sucked that day, but it continues to suck. Every time I get pictures back and I don't see my mom or my brother in those pictures, it absolutely kills me. So yes, something 100% ruined our wedding day. I wouldn't change how it went for anything. Like, I love marrying you, and it was so much fun. The show was a hit. It was one of the best nights of my life. But I'm not going to say that didn't suck.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing prepares you to have none of your family with you on your wedding day. Like, literally nothing prepares you for that. I was preparing for not having my dad there. That was one of those things I kind of knew going into it. I didn't know I wasn't going to have my entire family. And then people all night were asking me about it, which I'm not mad about. They had the right to ask, like, hey, so where's your mom? Hey, did your mom not come? And so I had to keep explaining, like, yeah, she got COVID, so she's not here. Neither is my brother, because he's taking care of her, because he's awesome. So out of all the things that went wrong, it's the only thing that I hate about our wedding day, is that I couldn't share it with the people that mean the most to me.
Yeah.
So
it was definitely probably one of the hardest parts of it is, it's hard to, you don't even know this, but like me doing the father-mother dance, or the son-mother dance, and dancing with my mom and looking over and seeing Jen, it ate me up because...
Well, that was going to happen regardless.
I know, but the fact that it was added to it, you know what I mean? Like, I felt terrible for her. But it was something that we had no way of controlling that,
I mean, I was even willing to let them... Like, if my mom was past the fever stage, like, you know how the CDC says after 5 days, you could just wear a mask. I was like, you could just wear a mask if you want to. I'll give you your own table in the corner. Like, but she just wasn't feeling good enough. And to be honest, I didn't feel right having a COVID positive person knowingly at my wedding, just because for the risk for other people. But it's my mom. I was willing to, like, do whatever I could to, like, I don't know, I'll put plexiglass around you. Like, I don't know, I'll put you in a hazmat suit. Just come.
Put her in like a bubble.
But she didn't feel good, so yeah, it sucks. But we have some interesting good news coming, so make sure that you check out our next vlog that we're going to release after this one, so that you can get to know all of the fun things that are coming from... all the lemonade we're making from these lemons. So
we made a lot of lemonade.
We did. We're making a lot of lemonade. Yeah. So yeah, that's everything that went wrong in our wedding. But aside from that last one, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. It was a lot of ups and downs going to the wedding, but all in all, I got to stand next to my best friend and marry him.
You married Ray?
I said, like them.
Oh, I thought you said marry him. I was like, you married Ray?
No.
Interesting.
Ray's not my type. Look, I'm warm.
I'm not either.
Look, I'm warm all the time. That's a big boy. He is always warm. I couldn't even be near him. I'll be sweating. No.
Yeah, so that's our vlog on everything that went wrong. I'm sure that we'll think of other things. If you can remember anything and you were there, let us know. If any of these caught your attention and you want to comment on it, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you were supposed to be there and you weren't because of a million reasons, we missed you so much, I promise. But stay tuned for the next vlog to learn more interesting things.
If you've had a wedding at some point, any point, and something went wrong, leave a comment. Tell us what the wildest thing that went wrong with yours.
That would be great. Make us feel like it's not just us that had to go through all that.
But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, slowly getting there, so help us out. And also, if you enjoyed this video and feel bad for all the things that went wrong, hit that thumbs up button. Let us know that you care. And yeah, stay tuned for part 2, the things that went good.
Yeah.
But no, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I'm Sean.
And I'm Jen.
And we're out of here. Bye.